This is just 22. I am not perfect and I'm human and I make mistakes. This is my sincere attempt to summarize the 20-second juice of the Quran in a calm and gentle story format that is easy to listen to and easy to understand. I ask for patience and grace. The story continues by guiding the heart towards sincerity, responsibility, and awareness of the weight carried by choice. At this stage of the journey, the message feels both intimate and vast. It speaks about trust, consequences, and the deep difference between outward appearance and inner truth. The story opens by reminding people of a great trust that was offered. The heavens, the earth, and the mountains were presented with responsibility, yet they declined out of awe and fear. Humanity accepted this trust, not because it was easy, but because humans were given the ability to choose, reflect, and grow. This trust is described as a responsibility, not privilege. It carries consequence, but also honor. Through this reminder, people are invited to reflect on the seriousness of choice and the dignity of being accountable. God speaks about hypocrisy and sincerity. Some people speak words of faith while hiding doubt, fear, or self-interest in their hearts. Others live quietly, sincerely striving to be honest before God even when no one sees them. God makes it clear that appearances do not protect anyone. What matters is truthfulness of the heart. The story turns to guidance given to the believers. They are reminded to speak with integrity, to be mindful of their words, and to remain aware that speech carries weight. Words can heal or harm, guide or mislead. God invites people to speak with clarity, honesty, and care. The narrative then widens to include all of humanity. God explains that he sent guidance so people would not wander without direction. This guidance is not distant. It speaks to daily life, personal conduct, and inner intention. God reassures that he is gentle with those who strive sincerely even when they stumble. The story shifts into a powerful reminder about life, death, and return. People are invited to reflect on the signs around them. The earth brings forth crops, seeds grow into life, dead land is revived. These signs quietly teach that resurrection is not strange. The one who gives life repeatedly can restore it again. The narrative becomes deeply reflective. God reminds people that many walk through life distracted, unaware of the signs surrounding them. They hear reminders but do not truly listen. Their hearts are busy with routine, desire, or pride. God does not condemn awareness. He invites it gently, calling people to slow down and reflect. The story then speaks about the heart. Hearts that remain open recognize truth easily. Hearts that grow hard resist even the clearest signs. This hardening does not happen suddenly. It forms slowly through neglect, arrogance, and repeated turning away. God paints a calm but vivid picture of the day of return. On that day, distractions disappear. People stand alone with their deeds. Speech is limited. Truth becomes undeniable. Those who lived with sincerity find peace. Those who denied face the reality of their choices. This reminder is not meant to overwhelm, but to awaken responsibility while time remains. The narrative then speaks about mercy. God reminds people that he is not eager to punish. He is eager to forgive. Warnings are sent not to frighten, but to protect. Time is given so people can return before regret becomes useless. The story highlights the role of messengers. They came not to control people, but to warn, guide, and remind. Their task was to convey truth clearly. Acceptance was left to the listener. Rejection of the message did not change the truth of the message. The narrative then turns to reflection on God's power. He is described as the one who controls life and death, the one who brings benefit and removes harm. No false power can compete with him. Those who relied on false strength were left empty when truth became clear. The story addresses false assumptions about intercession and protection. People are reminded that no one can protect another without God's permission. False hopes collapse on the day of return. Only sincerity and righteousness remain. The judge speaks about gratitude and humility again. Those who recognize God's signs grow humble. Those who deny them grow restless and defensive. Gratitude brings peace. Arrogance brings inner conflict. The narrative speaks about balance. God invites people to live between fear and hope, effort and trust. Excess in either direction leads to loss. Balance keeps the heart steady. The story then returns to remembrance. Remembering God is described as light for the heart. Forgetting God leads to confusion even when life appears full. The Jews speaks about the believers who remain patient and sincere. Their efforts may seem small, unnoticed, or delayed in reward. God reassures that nothing sincere is wasted. Every act, every intention, every moment of restraint is known. The narrative gently warns against mockery and denial. Some people dismiss reminders and ridicule faith. God explains that mockery does not erase truth. It only reveals the state of the heart. The story closes with reassurance. God reminds people that He is near, aware, and gentle. He knows weakness and honors effort. Guidance remains open. Mercy remains available. In this way, Judge 22 continues shaping a deep sense of responsibility and awareness. It teaches that life is not accidental, that choice carries weight, and that sincerity matters more than appearance. It reminds the listener that God's signs are everywhere, quietly calling hearts back to reflection and humility, and it reassures the soul that no sincere effort is lost, that mercy always comes before regret, and that returning to God with honesty brings peace, clarity, and dignity to the human journey.